Morning friends, happy Saturday. And you know, a lot of people in my network of friends and my social circle ask why Meghan seems to almost religiously put out shots like this. And my explanation, I could be wrong, I've been wrong before, it's just about the piece. The still shot, just giving a glimpse of what she's up to with her very lovely figure, just gives a glimpse into the peace that her, Harry and the children are feeling. And I think it's really important for her to get that message of peace, contentment and fulfillment across, because they do work really hard. They do travel a heck of a lot. And I think they really treasure their time at home with the privacy and the security and the time where life is just turned down to number 2. You don't have to be going at speed 10 all throughout your life. When you get down to number 2, things chill out. You really start to appreciate what you've got. And in my opinion, that's what Meghan is trying to show here. Another lovely shot, beautiful garden. Don't need to go on about that. I think the contrast between the peace that Meghan and Harry have and the media distraction and the criticism that the non-working taxpayer-funded royal family have, particularly with Andrew, Edward with his fake medals, the Charles and Camilla. I mean, it's just a mess, isn't it? The contrast between this and the other lot in the UK is absolutely immense. And these two must sit on the sofa every night, or maybe on the veranda, just reminding themselves what a smart decision it was to escape. Anyway, just my thoughts on the stillness and the still images. Comments are open as ever. Let me know what you think. Morning friends, happy Friday, how you doing? Kate knows how Victoria and David feel. Insiders, Camilla, right? We all know it's Camilla. Insiders tell Richard Eden. This is a really weird story, but it's also a bit sinister. Weird, sinister, Agatha Christie style. Let's jump into it. This is heavily inferring that Kate believes Meghan took Harry away from his family, because we all know the press are suggesting that's absolutely what's causing the divide in the Beckham's family. Kate is saying the Beckham woman dragging their son away is exactly the same as Meghan. And apart from thinking that Kate should just do some proper work, keep her mouth shut and stay on the sidelines, this is actually really dangerous for everyone. Kate's having a pop at Meghan, saying, you stole something from the royal family that the royal family was emotionally connected to. And it was a person called Harry. The royal family pushed Harry away themselves. Harry did not need any help to leave that institution. And thank goodness he got out. He was interviewed in the British Army literally 10 years before he met Meghan, saying that he doesn't feel much affinity to the UK at all. He didn't miss it when he was on operational duty. And he said much, much more. Whew. Thanks for staying with me. Appreciate your patience. Comments are open as ever. Should Kate stay on the sidelines? Should she get a job in Boots the Chemist? Let me know what you think. Morning friends, happy Friday, how are you doing? And the more observant of you will realise that this headline in the Daily Mail is actually different to the headline that was initially posted 3 days ago. The headline here initially was, Meghan's won, she's got everything she wanted. Ring, ring. The palace ring up the Daily Mail, who were in the palace's pocket, and say, not happy about that headline, please change it. And the Daily Mail just comply. I mean, it's still a brilliant headline. The startling truth about Meghan and Harry's relationship after their big night out, it's actually positive behind the paywall, and why it's a lesson for Charles and the royals, but it's not given the previous description that Meghan has won the battle of popularity. And I just think it's amazing that one of the biggest digital media outfits on the planet, albeit making a massive loss every day, I wonder why, complies with what Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace wants it to do. Maybe if the Daily Mail and the journalists started creating proper stories about the lazy, non-working royal family, they'd start to get that business into a bit of profit. Because I'll tell you what, complying with Charles's wishes at the moment isn't helping the Daily Mail at all. Honest, truthful journalism particularly where these two are concerned, is what's needed. And with regards to the other lot that are absolutely bone idle, if the press start talking about how little they do and the return on investment for that family, boy, would the Daily Mail get some serious new content and views. As ever, have a brilliant Friday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think.
Alrighty then. But didn't the polls say that this guy was the most popular royal in the world? Like, everybody loves him, everybody loves his wife. Then why is it that every time those barricades come outside, they ain't got nothing to do? Who really doesn't need security? These people. Because nobody gives a fuck about them. I told this to somebody in private, that the general public will always check the temperature of a poll, because those polls are just sample sizes, and we have to think about the type of people who take these polls. Older people who have nothing but time to click, 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 or sit on the phone. And a lot of times these polls are commissioned. Who commissioned this last poll? Kensington Palace, of course. Coincidentally, right after the Beyonce concert. You love to see it. The temperature check is given cold, dead, and nobody's interested. Look, I think there's a bigger problem at hand here, and the problem is that there is something about the British royal family that is not translating and not bringing the people to the yard. They are rather staying home, and I'm sure a lot of them can get off of work if they wanted to go, oh, I want to go see the prince and the king at Bath. Is it Bath or Bath? I don't know. Everybody needs a bath. This is the robery and fuckery that they keep saying Harry and Meghan are missing out on. By the way, where's Kate? I thought all of this pomp and privilege bullshit was so that she could be in a shiny hat or a floaty dress. What the fuck is going on over there? It is not Harry and Meghan who are having a crisis, honey. I think Harry and Meghan are finally getting their groove back after for so many years trying to figure out how to navigate through these sharky waters with all the stuff that's going on. They found their settlement place and they're living in it and they're blissful. As Meghan said, they are in their concert era. It is the summertime, baby, and they are outside. But it looks like the people in Britain are not outside for these people. So yeah, who's lying? The polls or the devil? What difference does it make? Bye.
Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. I'm off to yoga soon. It's not even 20 past 8 and I'm up and at 'em. How good is that? Get to the point, Martin. Charles's fortune, I refuse to call him king, jumps by 30 million to 640 million pounds. And before we go on, this is Charles's personal fortune. This is his personal own money. It excludes any type of state asset or state property, making him 140 million pounds richer than the Beckhams and twice as wealthy as the late Queen. My question is simple. What does he need this money for? He literally lives rent-free. He does not need a pension. He needs no form of property or car insurance. He has no food bills. Clothing paid for by the state, the majority of which, right? What does he need to continue acquiring wealth like Smog the Dragon for? This is a guy that literally visited a food bank empty-handed in a helicopter less than 3 months ago. That's 640 million, or even, let's say, 10% of it would transform that food bank and many other food banks forever. Can't he see that? Literally, can't he see that he has a zero cost of maintaining his lifestyle and he has hundreds of millions of pounds in the bank, and his subjects, the people that he is supposed to govern, are living in absolute abject poverty? I can't, honestly, my final word is, I don't know how the guy sleeps at night. He literally sleeps like a baby through an unjust nation and a fake empire. Great track, by the way, by The National. Had to think there. How does it... I'm going to stop before I rant. Comments are open. Happy Saturday. Let me know your thoughts as usual.
The NHS will pay the King's Duchy £11 million to rent a warehouse for ambulances. For example, the army will pay the royals to train on Dartmoor. For example, the Ministry of Justice pays Prince William £1.5 million a year just to use Dartmoor Prison. The King's Duchy charges the Dorset Fire Authority £612,000 to lease its land to put up a new fire station. You may be Liverpudlian if you're listening in Liverpool. Do you use the Jerry Marsden ferry pier there? If you do, then the King's Duchy has charged you and other users £130,000 so far, and has even inserted a clause into the lease stating it can charge more if the ferry ever makes a profit. This, lovely listener, you will gather, is the very tip of the iceberg.
I mean, it's outrageous that the King and the royal family are getting a £45 million pay rise. That is more than 20,000 times greater than pay increases for average workers in recent years. That's outrageous at a time of cost of living. And the King and his family have a combined personal private wealth of £2 billion. The King inherited £1.8 billion from his late mother without paying a penny in inheritance tax. That really grates at the time of a cost of living crisis.
So, royalists and pensioners, how many freezing old people is King Charles worth? How many pensioners should have to shiver through the winter to ensure His Highness can continue to live a fairy tale existence of publicly funded pleasure? Kaz is going to trouser an astonishing 50% pay rise this year, equating to £45 million extra in hard cash. That would keep 155,000 80-year-old pensioners. It would keep their winter fuel allowance of £300. 150,000 pensioners could keep their winter fuel allowance if King Charles didn't have a 50% pay rise. Charles's brush with cancer and, of course, his daughter-in-law Kate have meant the royals have been cutting back on their official duties. 2,300 appearances this year compared with 2,700 the year before. A 50% pay rise for 15% less work. It's a nice gig if you can get it, and not a word of criticism from the same MPs who are happy to deny pensioners their winter fuel allowance. Not a word. Oh, don't be so churlish, Matthew. Charles hasn't been well, and Buckingham Palace Backhouse, it needs a lot of renovation work. OK, fine, points taken. But when my mate Mick was dying of cancer, he didn't get a 50% increase in his pension, nor did he get financial help improving his housing. Indeed, almost half of everyone who gets cancer has to continue working to make ends meet. But of course not our king. And once again, I'm shocked, I tell you, to see what a nation of obedient serfs we are, just sucking this up.
I have disabilities. I have a thing called Raynaud syndrome. I don't get any help at all. You know, I'm in temporary accommodation, and I've just had a battle with utility to get back. I won't bother you with it all, but a massive struggle to get back some money that was owed me. You know, there is a picture beyond this, beyond the heated palaces. And, you know, posh people in general tend to live in houses that are left empty and heated, even though Christmas trees put up that nobody sees. This is a wider picture of the inequality in this country.
Yeah, I wish I had some words of salve, but I don't, Anthony. I don't. I'm as mystified as you as to why so many Brits are prepared to put up with this. I find it just an absolute affront to people like yourself, people that are in need, that we have someone living a fairy tale king existence. It's like something out of a Disney movie.
Does this just compound your belief that we just don't need a monarchy when you hear things like they're making deals potentially with the Rupert Murdoch group, or that they're settling out of court?
Yeah, I don't like the idea, and I think you're absolutely bang on, but I don't like the idea that they can pick and choose what we know about them. I mean, I understand that everyone's entitled to their privacy, but we saw with Harry and Meghan, for example, and Meghan's, you know, the letter to her dad and everything that was just fed to the press, and they didn't step in there. They didn't use their special relationship with the press to protect her, which I think they should have done. And yet, we know about alleged affairs in other parts of the royal family that haven't come to light, probably because of their agreements. And that, to me, just sounds shady. Like, that isn't the behaviour of a monarchy.
Morning, Jeremy.
Is Marina right about this? We cannot be throwing money at Buckingham Palace when Charles has got £2 billion.
She's absolutely right. I totally agree with everything that Marina is saying. And I'm giggling away watching the screen because I feel so sorry for Charlie. He sounds like a Stepford wife. I think a lot of people are brainwashed.
It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me, Caroline. That's very kind.
Well, I was trying to put it politely, and I'm sorry to say it.
That is polite.
You did.
It's lovely. So you think he's been brainwashed into being pro-monarchy?
I do, because there's so much PR on the television. After the Dispatches documentary that Marina mentioned about the King, the Prince and their secret millions based on the Duchy of Lancaster and Cornwall, there was a charm offensive then of documentaries about Kate and then one about Prince George. And it's all a lot of PR and propaganda. I just think, sadly, it's an outdated concept.
But don't we enjoy that? Can't we enjoy it a bit? Do we have to see through behind the curtains with everything and peer into the wings?
Well, I think if you're sentimental about the royal family, then it would be hard to, get rid of them. But in terms of the economy, look how much Taylor Swift brought in when she came over here for, was it 3 weeks, doing concerts?
That's a good point.
Have other ways of earning money. It just doesn't sit well with me when there are people who are suffering the loss of their winter heating payments and disability benefits being cut. If we need to make such cuts, we need to start making them in other areas.
That there are some people in this country who enjoy a little bit too much constantly criticising Harry and Meghan when they don't even live here anymore. Well, why are you polling this? They're not up for election. Do we need an opinion poll on Meghan Markle's popularity? Is this just another way of having a dig at her?
I mean, it is an interesting point because, of course, some of these royals on the poll are not working members of the royal family, so therefore, do we actually care?
They're not members of public interest,
They are, I suppose, but look, the public are interested.
He's the Duke and they are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Hello, my people, Lady Rosie here. How you all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome, and my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. Guys, it's a sunny outside, but for some reason, I'm feeling cold. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Oh, maybe I need to eat or something. Well, I don't even want to eat because this girl is pissing me off. Y'all did not tell me that these people had this new video that they made around. Because guess what? Them damn people are really not popular and nobody really has their news anywhere out there. We have more derangers than we have everybody else, but the creator who created any kind of anything about mambos with her husband, mumbos. Yes, that's what my brother Martin from the Ministry of Hacks calls her. Mumbos. Mumbos, there are not lots of people who actually do make videos about these people. So I did not see. And then I fall on one of them queen's videos. One of the squatty. She was talking about these people. They had this video made out in the nature. And man, they made this one Hollywood movie level video. Did you all see that was made with drones and all those sea beds and stuff like that? Those are the sea that belongs to Pete, to Pete and Pete's father, Charlie Boy. So they're showing you this ocean bed that they say that it belongs to them out there in Cardiff. In Wales, they called all those sea theirs because guess what? They do harvest the sea. What do you call it? Not sea moss, but that other one. The fishy smell that people do eat. They do call it's some kind of green thing that people do eat. It comes from water, and that thing actually comes from Cardiff, from that country, from the Wales, from Wales. What do you call that? They do roll sushi in the thing too. I forgot, but I'ma remember that name. You know, when I was in college, I used to have a bunch of those rich kids down there, and they used to eat that thing. They call this snack, and that thing stunk so bad. And baby, so those people, guys, you are talking about people being relatable. And of course, I'm not looking for some future king of England and his ex-wife, Mumbleton, to be relatable to me. But is that what they are telling the people of the UK? That's what they do? That's the nature that those people do hang out in? And go around the sea to visit all those kind of stuff, all those kind of bling looking environments, that those people have to pay money to even visit the Buckingham Palace? Guys, you speaking about out of touch. English is your own damn language, so use it. Use it within context. Do you know what you really want to call out of touch? It's the video of a repeat and repeat. These two making that video, that Hollywood movie video, telling you this is how they spend their time in nature. They spend their time traveling, and they spend their time in those kind of areas. How many of y'all guys, please raise your hands, how many of y'all guys down in the UK there have been on vacation this last year? Okay, nobody? And raise your hands if you went on vacation. It's what? It's May already now? Yes. Have you been on vacation? You guys down in the UK, even in the United States of America, please raise your hands. And this guy, Pete and Repeat, have been, they were on vacation in the south of France. I came out here and showed you the video from Paris Match. The tabloid, they call the tabloids on themselves. The Paris Match newspapers people. Those people came and recorded them. They were on some kind of cabin out there up in mountains somewhere, where Pete was sitting on bench and wait a second. He was sitting on a bench contemplating the bottle of those alcohol. Those alcohol. He was so happy looking at that champagne bottle. That boy loves all those bottles more than he loves anybody out here. And the next person that he loves more than the bottles is just enough. Because, you know, he does the job at night. And Mambo doesn't do it. Mambo's so dirty. She can't even wash her hands when she's cooking. How do you even assume somebody like that is even clean? Do you even assume somebody like that doesn't even know how to make a bed? She doesn't know how to do anything. She has a lack of hygiene, and most of these people do. Most of them smell terribly. They have bad after smell, after taste, some kind of terrible smell when they go by you, walk by you. Them people smell so bad, these races. You know why them races smell like that? Because they're cursed by God. You know, by the time they were born, their mamas, you know, when our kids are born, we wash those kids so they won't have all those big smell on them. And when these people are born, these races, especially those inbred, they don't even take them to the labor and whatever, to OBGYN. Because they're inbred among family members, so they're ashamed to tell people that they do not know the child's father. So that's why they do give birth to those kids, most of them in homes. Because they're hiding from the community, the society. Because they know what they are doing, they are actually breaking the social norms. Shameless people. Inbred. And that's why they have no self-esteem. And that's why all of them stink. Every single racist you know, just walk by that racist. Try to even smell them hair. They smell terribly bad. And then they're gonna come here, they're gonna kind of push it on you. They look at your melanin and they think melanin is dirty. No, the melanin, the melanin babies, they be washing themselves from the mama's wombs. And the mamas taught them how to wash every single damn thing. Our mamas do tell us that if you can eat, you can clean. So therefore, you learn how to make your bed when you're 6. You learn how to wash your feet or wash your body, everything when you're 7. Ain't no mama washing your body by that time. Or maybe 7, or maybe I'm lying. Maybe at 7 they still wash us, but then they show us how to wash ourselves. They give you washcloth. They show you those shampoo. And they give you cocoa butter. You know, I still use cocoa butter right now. I put cocoa butter on my skin. That's why you don't see no 40-year-old, no wrinkle on my damn face, because of cocoa butter. Because that's what my grandma said, that you need to put in your face. You put on your arms and put on your legs, then you're going to look cute. And I put all those stuff on my body, and then I look cute. But these damn racists, they don't even know how to wash them hands. They don't know how to wash them hands. They don't know how to wash them hands. They, whatever. When they're born, they're just put out like that, just swaddle and all those stuff, and just put them in the damn thing. They don't wash them damn babies. That's why them baby has to have like them kind of bad smell. Pay close attention. When you find a couple of those racists, sit them up between them. And you try to combine the smell from the left and the right. You're going to know what I'm talking about. You're talking out of touch. Out of touch, they telling y'all guys this is their nature kind of video. I wonder this UK people, that's what y'all guys paying for. Keep paying for that. That's what my island sisters say. The people of that place is stupid. She ain't lying. All right, guys, let me focus on my driving. I'll talk to you all guys again tomorrow. Bye for now.